So Star Citizen is a pretty massive game, and there is a lot to learn, and I learn new things every day. But here are 5 things that I wish I knew before I started playing Star Citizen. So let's start off by talking about respawn points in this game. It can be so painful to die and respawn all the way back at home. My home base is New Babbage. Now, here I am exploring Pyro. If I die right now, I would respawn all the way back in New Babbage and have to fly all the way over here again. And that can be so painful. So it's good to get into the habit of setting your respawn points closer to where you are. So how do you do that? It's actually pretty simple. Just go to any clinic or hospital in a station or a city, go to the patient check-in terminals, go to the rooms that they give you, and change your regeneration imprint. You can also go to the insurance terminals without having to go to the room and just do the same thing. And it just saves you so much time, and it's so beneficial to just take these extra 5 minutes to set it to a point where you want to be, because let's be honest, in this game, a lot of the times you're not dying because of your mistakes, you could just be dying because of some bug. The next thing I want to talk about is being able to control your speed. As new players, it can be really difficult to get a hang of this, and a lot of us, including me when I first started, go in too fast and crash into things. Now, especially when your ship is in nav mode like mine is right now, the speeds can get pretty fast, and they don't slow down as quickly. So my suggestion is getting used to cruise control. Now, the way to put cruise control on is by pressing Alt-C. Once you hit Alt-C, your ship goes into cruise control, and you can set the speed by pressing W or S depending on what you want the speed to be, and that makes it so much more manageable. I personally find about 500 meters per second to be a good speed. It's fast enough, and I'm able to control my ship a lot better by doing this. So that's what I do personally. And then the last thing I want to talk about is really, once you get close to hangars, realizing that you can put down your landing gear before you enter. Putting down your landing gear slows down the ship significantly and lets you control it significantly better. And as you can see here, I'm hitting the W key consistently, but it's not accelerating like mad. It's very controllable. Landing gear really helps. Next, let's talk about camera angles. This is something that is so easy to do and can have such an impact on your gameplay as a new player, but the game really doesn't do a good job of explaining this, and I think it's so important to learn. So sure, you can manually control the camera angle by hitting F4, coming out into this third-person view, and then holding the Z key and moving the mouse around. You can do that, but this is so much more complicated to do every time you're trying to get somewhere or you want to look around the ship. It's so much easier to just set camera angles, and you can do that in this game. So here are some camera angles that I've got set up, and as you can see, I'm able to switch between them within seconds, and this makes it so much easier. And all I'm doing is holding the F4 key and hitting different keys on my numpad to switch to these camera angles. So how do you set these up? So be in third person, hold F4 and use the plus and minus keys to zoom in and out to wherever you feel comfortable. Then hold Z and move the mouse around to an angle where you want it to be, so let's say here. And then hold F4 and any key on your numpad for 2 to 3 seconds at the same time, and that will set the camera angle. Now every time you press F4 and hit that key on your numpad, you're going to go back to the camera angle you've just set up. That's it. So the best use case for these camera angles as new players while you're getting used to your ship's dimensions is while landing. Now again, you can manually move the camera to get to where you want to be, but it's just so much easier to use the camera angles you've set up, get there in an instant, and just easily land the ship. It's so much easier to see it this way. Again, as you progress, you probably won't even need any of this, but again, as a new player, it's just a great thing to know. Next, let's talk about reputations. So there are factions in this game that you build reputations with, and the game just doesn't do a good job of explaining that. So the one thing I've never really touched on is salvaging. So let's click on my salvaging contracts here, and as you can see, I have barely any payouts from these contracts, 45k and one where I actually have to pay. So it's always good to do the fee ones because that unlock other contracts for you. But again, if you're starting out, you have minimal payouts from these type of contracts because again, I have no rep with that faction over there. Now, once you start building rep, because again, my contracts look like this at the start as well, but once you start building reps, look at how much the payouts can change. I am doing some hauling contracts that can pay me up to 747k because I have built rep with this faction, Red Wind Line Haul. And because of that, I am able to get much larger payouts. So to check your reps, you can just on your mobiGlas go to the rep tab and you'll be able to see all the various factions listed here. And as you can see with Red Wind Line Haul, I'm only a junior contractor, but clearly I'm getting paid a decent chunk. So again, the point here is find the gameplay loop you like and start doing contracts with the same faction so your payouts increase quite a bit. And the last thing I want to talk about, because this would have saved me so much freaking time while doing some of the ground type of contracts in this game, is that you can have 2 multi-tools equipped with different attachments and then obviously carry your max lift tractor beam. So with this setup, you actually have the tractor beam and you have the multi-tools with the mining attachment as well as the salvaging attachment. So what does that really do for you? Well, when playing the game, you no longer have to switch between the attachments. You just have access to all 3 of these things ready to go, and trust me, it'll save you a significant amount of time. And that's going to be it for this video. Again, guys, if you like the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you're a new player, don't forget to use the referral code on the top left. It'll give you a significant head start in the game, and it'll also help me out with some in-game rewards. And I will see you guys in the next one.